Hello everybody, Black Sentinel here. We are playing some more Danganronpa today, and I am actually picking up right where we left off last time. Last time we learned more about this serial killer known as Genocide Jack, as well as we had our next murder, our second murder, that we have to investigate. This is unfortunate to know, but Chihiro is the one that died. Um, but now we've already been gathering so much evidence. We think it's Genocide Jack. I think I know who exactly Genocide Jack is, but at the same time, I do not think he's the one that committed the kill. So, we still need to wrap up, grab a couple bits of evidence, and I think right after that, we'll be heading right into the class trial. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, hop right in, and see what the heck is going on. So, I believe I need to head back to the murder scene. I have to talk to anyone else I can talk to. I got Mondo and Sakura. What's Hifumi want? Ding, ding, ding. Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Evidence. What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from its lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh, yes. Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile, too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where is Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time not there. What's it going to be? So, I need to go to the boys' dorm room. That's one of the things that it told me about. Anything in here? Tornado? Huh, this poster. A popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite fit. You're right! Quite fit in the boys' locker room. You're right! Oh, what? There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet. Something's not right. This is the layout. Well, this here is kind of like the layout you would see in the girls' locker room because of the boy band. Who knows where that stain came from? And unless one of the guys had been using the locker room, the only two people we know of that use the locker room were Sakura and Aoi. Huh. Okay, so I have those two. I need to go to the warehouse. Let me make sure no one else has walked in here in the meantime. If Kyoko's in here, I'll ask her a question. Ooh, that's not a sight you want to see. Yo, Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation? Generally speaking. But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Wow.
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
So then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time thoroughly. Also, our handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. That Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Okay, that's not good. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Oh, it's an extension cord. So wait. Oh, wait. So then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Yeah. Something's not right. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit to look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. So I need to go to the library as well as the warehouse. I'm gonna check with Mondo, make sure there's nothing else. Oh, I already read all this. Make sure Sakura doesn't have anything more.
No forgiveness.
Target is such a helpless being. It's unforgivable. We're the rest of the thing, dude. I cannot forgive this. Okay, she didn't have anything to help with, so I'm not gonna go back and read her. Huh? There's still more I need to check. Oh. Yeah, the poster. It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part. The big breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. A girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you would find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room. That's right. There's definitely something strange about this. The boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. 2 locker room posters. Okay. So, let me examine all of this again. There's a blood stain. No. Can I exit now? Leave the girls' locker room? Yes. I don't think Sakura will be any help. I'm going to talk to AoE. Well, let me talk to Sakura about the poster. I don't want to leave without asking at least. Just in case I'm wrong. You spend a lot of time exercising in girls' locker room, right, Sakura? Yep. Okay. I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the poster in the boys and the girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid attention to the posters. I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. You have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now. Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with? Disappearing stain. Okay, now I'll leave. So AoE might know something more about the posters. Hifumi wasn't very helpful, so I'm a ditch. I need to go to the warehouse then. Where would Hina be? Library. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm up here. Let me stop by the library. Library. Because I need to look at the extension cord that Byakuya had used initially. There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not. That's not what I wanted to look at. Can I not look at the socket or something? Okay. Oh, wait. Can I look at the lamp? Yeah, I can. Let me look at the lamp then. Oh, the lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the wall outlet from here. The last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it wasn't... It definitely was right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Okay, let me go in here. I think it said I need to look at the Genocide Jack files again. Oh, that's a camera. Check this out, I guess, because this is where he was seeing. I want to take another look at Genocide Jack case file. I know it's around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? The only one who would do something like that. Can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Someone took the case file. Correct. So now I have to find Byakuya, and I need to go to, what's her face? Celeste. No one here. Already looked in here. Pool isn't important. So I need to talk to AoE and Celeste. There's no Byakuya. Where? Hey, excuse me? I'm not seeing him. Is he in his room? Nope. Alright then. That's weird. Let me go and talk to AoE, I guess. I want to find out more about the poster. I bet you paid more attention. But we at least know that things were switched. Hey, hey! Oh, Hina, how's Toko going? Same as before, she won't come out. She just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry. I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course. Of course? There's two things I'm sure God created, outer space and donuts. Really? I bet your hero would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? Why did she say... I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. It's kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex. I mean, I'm kind of more comfortable talking to some girls, but that's just me. Oh, wait. Maybe. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? Think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Always account. Cool. So that helps me there, but tell me about the poster. I should try to spend more time with her. Come think of it.
Well...
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind then. I was hoping she could help me about the poster. So I guess that remains a mystery. But I do want to talk to the warehouse. Celeste in the warehouse. Hey, Celeste. What you got? Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It's absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case? I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something? Very well, I will tell you, and only you.
Actually...
Last night, I saw her. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
Indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
She's got a bag with gym clothes.
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would have happened. Get what you deserve, I suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Ding dong, ding dong. Oh, is that all the time I have?
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right?
unfortunately.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Begin the class trial, or it's about time to begin. Red door is right through here. Alrighty. Second trial. I've had to do. Ahem. So, is everyone ready to... Why? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. Phew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then. Hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there. Did he, like, actually physically drag her? Just pull her along and... I can't see a little stuffed teddy bear doing that, but that's just me. So shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that? And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here.
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? There's no point in talking to everyone here. We gotta just get in there. We have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. Small box sank with heavy clanking sounds deeper and deeper into the underground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good. You're rip-roaring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills,
Everyone,
chills,
please find your assigned
thrills.
seats. I wonder where Kyoko and Byakuya left off, because I didn't see them on the map or nothing. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Sure, let's save, bruh. Okay, let me review everything that I've got. Truth bullets. Okay, we got the Monokuma file. We got Sakura's account of declining her and AoE's requests. The dumbbell for the blunt force trauma. Got Mondo talking about her inferiority complex. We have, right, the locker room. You can only use, like, girls can only use their girl card and boys can only use their boy handbooks. But lending is not allowed, but borrowing isn't. The handbook of each student has okay, so yeah, the mailbox where the e-handbooks are of the fallen. There's the broken handbook that was in one of the mailbox. of the three that people think are Leon's, which could be possible, but I doubt it. The Genocide Jack case files, AoE, her account saying that she was always fidgety around talking to other girls, the stain on the carpet in the boys' room, the mix-up of the posters, Chihiro's handbook not being there, Chihiro's body being suspended by an extension cord, the fatal injury to her head. Sakura said she spilled the stain, but we found that in the boys' locker room for some odd reason. Byakuya's desk lamp didn't have the cord. I don't know why they don't just connect some of these together. It's kind of obvious. And, oh, Celeste saw Chihiro at nighttime with the duffel bag and clothes, which we don't know what happened to those. Okay. Set skills. What do we have? I have 12 points skills. Robot Jock, Neural Liberation. The focus stage decreases more and more slowly during concentration and fever time. And effective during the non-stop debate, the Hangman's Gambit, and the bullet time battle. Okay. The only other one I got, Melodious Voice. I think that's about it. That's the only ones I've got. That's fine. I don't know if this was really good. I mean, focus gauge is good, I guess. And finish. Let's go ahead and get into this trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make it clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Okay.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh, what? You have some proof that contradicts what I said?
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Huh?
It appears
Oh,
it was a head
I'm
wound.
trying to... I'm an idiot. I'm trying to contradict, not
According to the Monokuma
prove
file, the
something.
killer used a blunt instrument.
I'm an idiot.
What
I lost
kind
a
of
point
blunt
for nothing.
instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No.
No, that's wrong.
I'm an idiot. I was like, ooh, if I say this,
Can we
it
agree
proves
that
it right.
the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Okay.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
So glad I don't have to
If
talk
you
during
don't
this.
mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debate. Would you like to hear more? If you've noticed, it does say like auto at the bottom. That's because I set it to auto, and I mean they're talking on their own, so I figured instead of me clicking over and over and I'm glad I don't have to read. My throat's actually starting to hurt because I've recorded this episode and the last one in one full swing, so gives me a chance. Yes, teach me. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your actions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. And there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Just a Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I can add seconds if I do it.
There's just no proof for it.
That's a lie.
No, that's wrong.
I got this. I'm learning.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
I hate you, Boomy.
It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, it's the suspension. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body, yes. Where the bloody message? No. How the victim is positioned.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Yeah, I figured.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember?
Hemophobia.
What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Hangman's Gambit. Here we go. A THI. Split? No. What's the word? Is it S? Skibs? No? Schizo?
Now I understand.
Like schizophrenia? Is that what you're trying to say?
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
I didn't realize I was trying to spell
Okay.
schizo. They didn't
But
exactly
still,
say that.
To go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Mm-hmm. The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Oh. Hang on. I'm fine. Well, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
Keep her from getting out.
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story.
And what was that?
She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You
promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I don't think she did, though. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Oh, we've got Seer. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Genocide Jill.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
Jeez.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
That would be
let's
Toko's.
assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah.
I do.
I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Does this make your argument? Status of the dead body. Okay.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do you need?
It didn't let me shoot it.
Give it up. You killed her.
Can we go back?
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's wrong.
Hate to tell you, man. Let's prove the super genius
Are the
wrong.
methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Yeah, they like their art.
But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
True.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. It's how they're strung up. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. You'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
I don't know, it's making me hungry. Gotta be honest.
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. Yeah. The photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Crucified. Here you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her? Yeah.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
No, it wasn't.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Yep.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Fair enough.
And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
Were they all males?
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Yeah, I think they're all males. Let's see. Yeah. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims. Chihiro didn't fit in. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Was her French? Because Chihiro was a girl. Yep, that wasn't crazy.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
Bingo! Bullseye!
What are you speaking about?
Isn't that a Harley
In all
Quinn
the
line?
Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something
so.
in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Yeah. Male, 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 male. Male, 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 male.
They were all guys?
Yup.
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the movie side of me just hates it.
Okay, then.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
Oh, Lord.
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Fair point.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Doesn't mean anything to them. They don't care.
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival.
Yeah.
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
True.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
There you go.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Unless she brought her own. Yep.
She's fully equipped. That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. strong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Alright, that's a fair point.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. The one person who read it.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Ooh.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was
To cover his trail.
because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
I feel like he's too smart to have let
What's your response?
so much get away, though.
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
True. In the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room. Yeah, you did choose that one
You wanted to
specifically.
go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
So how'd you know it's Chihiro?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to the non-stop debate. Would you like to hear more? Good lord, dude. How much are they going to add to this thing? Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the right answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use that your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, they're adding so many elements to this. It's not like they're adding anything like new or whatever. It's just, Monokuma file.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Yeah.
But he was acting weird... how?
If you're a prisoner...
Let me see. Concentration. Is it going to tell me about weak spots? Firing truth bullets. Loading truth bullets. Quick select. Flashback. If you target a weak spot, then hold down the left mouse button. You can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet in the argument. Okay. Absolutely take it.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
No.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Yeah, you told me about being a girl. I realized there was clear contradictions there because it doesn't make sense how you would have known before you found out. Yeah.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
We try this then. Am I crazy?
The victim was Chihiro.
Okay, that's how. I get it now. I understand.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him. That's just Byakuya, I guess.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Good question. Is this a Hangman's Gambit or make your argument? Okay. It's a truth bullet. This.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Oh, right.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
That's a lie.
No, that's wrong! Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Because it wasn't rope?
Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
True.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. And if he's not even involved... Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
True.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely not found in the girls' locker room. What does that mean? Or was definitely found in the girls' locker room. Does that mean, can I really just accept what Byakuya just said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's something off about what he said. Scene of the crime.
I got it!
Because the...
You say you killed Chihiro in the
poster
girls'
and
locker
stuff.
room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
We do
I
the
believe I do.
the poster and the carpets. Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else. Yeah?
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. Are you gonna let me... There was something that switched between the boys and the carpet! Well... Boys' locker room carpet. I'll do the posters. Because they're asking what
The
switch.
proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Yeah?
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. There it is.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yep.
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
Yeah.
What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room,
How did Chihiro get in?
then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
That's fair. Why is her handbook
To get
missing?
into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gone into the boys' locker room somehow? Yes. I thought he was going to tell us. Make your argument. Broken e-handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
No.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Oh, but we think that Leon's handbook was the one that was broken. So let me skip all the way to it.
She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't... She used the thing. Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Broken
No,
e-handbook.
it's wrong.
Sorry, Yasuhiro.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Being loaned, but not borrowing.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Unhackable.
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? No. I'm still not adding up. But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
If her killer was a male.
Well, to explain that,
Yeah.
why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... back into the locker room.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
I don't think she's bothered.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Is she a dude? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then
Go see it for yourself, man.
it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy? Thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Yeah.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
So that means a guy
I
actually
still
would
don't
have killed her.
understand the motive for moving the body, but
Or him.
yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
But who else would know the information?
But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
Yeah.
At least, that's how I see it.
Fair.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
Yeah.
If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but...
It clears
it's
my
fine.
name.
I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
So does that mean he
Seriously gonna
confessed
keep
to
going? We're all good, aren't we? I
changing
thought it was clear
the
Byakuya
crime
did
scene,
it.
but not
No,
killing?
I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
True.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you need to have a boys' handbook to get in. And Leon's is broken. The killer would have to, use their. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Yeah, well. What's this one? Gambit? Nope. Blessed account. Right, blessed
Isn't
account.
there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Not true, Celeste
No,
did.
that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
True.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Which is? Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry.
So he had some place to
But
be.
why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because he was a guy.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
Yep.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
True.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Yeah.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I do. It makes sense now.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Exactly.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Yeah, I know who it is. Somehow it's really hard to believe. This Celeste account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yeah.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. This exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
I didn't see anything.
You heard
that
him,
time.
right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Oh. Duh, I know who it is. Okay.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
There we go.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
Because we
When
didn't say
Celeste
what
testified
color.
a few minutes ago, she said,
So I'm stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize
So
that.
why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue?
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
Just you.
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Don't
No,
back him up,
that
bro.
can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me. And he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
it was in the duffel bag. Stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Yep.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Like he was acting, did I hate him?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something
I don't think I caught
didn't.
that.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm
Yeah?
not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Man. Mondo.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you
Dang.
really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it laying on the ground, right? And this must belong to Chihiro.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
They're not.
You're right. They're not.
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. for all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
I mean, both of them are guys.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Exploiting a bug, hacking it, hitting its weak point. Because you did mention that before.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
True.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
So the sauna.
yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200
Wait, so that-
degrees. Strange how you don't get burned.
Does that mean Taka
It's because as your sweat evaporates,
knows that?
it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were
No, 'cause-
somehow pushed directly onto your skin,
Taka
you'd
stripped and everything.
definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown
Mondo knows
away.
that, though, because
That's
he did-
why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
Mondo was in the sauna
How'd
with
they
all his
find
stuff.
out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
Yeah, true.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Mondo. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? The Mondo, bro. It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... Mondo.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Yeah.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on! You've got it all wrong! He would never kill! I don't accept this! Show me the proof! The actual solid proof!
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Broken handbook, the Hero Z handbook, card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Oh, I know.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
No, it doesn't. There was a broken handbook, and the thing, you easily could switch for Leon's. Which makes perfect sense why there's a broken one.
The handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Leon's is missing.
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
Yeah.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Yeah, it's not loaned. Leon did not give him it.
Here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
Exactly.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong!
Nope.
Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
On to this.
That way, everything will become clear.
It's the summary
and we'll all
recap
see if I was right or wrong.
Closing climax.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the
Okay, I think I solved it.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
Scanned her
But how
card.
could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he.
Yep.
Which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Yep.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
Yep.
and attacked him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Yeah.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Putting in the girls' room.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
Sayaka's
But this
or
alone doesn't
Junko's.
prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Really, am I reasoning right? I need to arrange these events in the case. No, you're kidding. I'm guessing they put all the stuff up. Is that what happened?
Here's exactly what happened. After all, Sayaka and using one of those. And that's exactly how the killer did it.
There we
With the
go.
carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no.
Yeah,
Byakuya
Byakuya.
discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Yep. God, he's such a pain.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Yep.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Yep. And that was all she
Somehow,
wrote.
The killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof!
Show us your handbook.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show her Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Oh my god, but this is the end of the trial. Fever time and Nega time. During bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You can push right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If your opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use Nega Time. Well then, good luck and have fun. So I have to follow rhythm and then use my fever moment as a defense against his thing.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
I activated the time. I don't know how long it'll last, but hey.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
His handbook. He needs to show us it.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
No, at least he's manning up and confessing it. Not happy, but what can you do about it, I guess? Whoa. I got an A? I'll take it. 79 medals. Nice. God, that was such a long trial.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
The fact that he's
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
There's more to the story, and I wish we knew. Hey. Hey, can I have all those medals, though?
What?
Uh-oh. This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Gyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Thanks, sorry, knew that. I found out by accident. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further in that weakness, to take on a fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. And I'm going to take this time as my chance to get my way out. So I wanted to go all the way until we saw his punishment, but clearly it's going on a lot longer than I anticipated. The trial, I am sitting here at 2+ hours of recording this, so I need to go ahead and kind of wrap this up. But I think this is a perfect spot to stop at least. We'll get to hear why this happened. We know who did it, know how it happened. Why? Why did this happen? Why did Mondo kill Chihiro? We have to know. So, next episode, we'll learn why. We'll learn about Chihiro's inferiority complex. And on top of that, we'll see his punishment and what happens after. Who knows? But if you want to find out, hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell icon, so that way you can get updated whenever I upload, and you will see exactly why. You will be caught up perfectly when it happens. And if you can't watch it that second, hit the watch later, and then you can watch it whenever you can. But for now, that's going to be all. And until next time, I'll see y'all in the next video, where we find out everything. Black Sentinel, logging out.